In this lesson, we're going to populate lists using data from a database. Sometimes we get to populate lists with just hard-coded data, but quite often we need dynamic data that's coming out of a database. So that's what we're going to do in this lesson. We'll take a SQLite database, create a customers table, and populate a list with that customer's information. I've created a SQLite helper class called VTC database, and this class, when instantiated, will create the database. We're doing this the Android way, and we start out, as we always do, by identifying the file path that we're going to put the file in. And if that file exists, we won't create the database, but if it does not exist, we're going to create a new database, and we'll run this SQL to create our customers table. And then we'll add some records. Adding the record is just going to have a name, email, and phone number, and a simple insert, and we just execute that SQL. These are the records we're going to add, just dummy data. And then we have a call called getRecordCursor. This is going to be the method that we use to populate the list. It will give us a cursor that will point initially to the first record, and we're just going to do a select star from customers to get that cursor. And we do that using a raw query. Our goal is to create a list item that has name, email, and phone, and populate a list with a group of those items. And in the activity, we call populate customer list. We get the list view resource, and then we create our VTC database object. And then we got our record cursor. If the cursor is not null, we'll move it to the first record, and that will set it up for the adapter. The next thing we'll do, and you may remember this from previous list view lessons, is we create an array of strings indicating the from fields in the database. So in this case, we're going to get all of the fields in the database, the ID, name, email, and phone. And then we have another array, except this is integers, of resource IDs that we're going to map to the fields in the database. So we have a resource ID for customer ID, customer name, customer email, and customer phone. And the ID maps to the ID field in the database, the customer name maps to the name field, etc. Finally, we create a simple cursor adapter. And a simple cursor adapter uses this database cursor that we've created and set up to move to the first record. So we pass in this for the context, our customer item resource, the cursor, the from string array, and the to int array. Then we set the list adapter equal to that adapter. And we'll give that a run. You can see that the list populated nicely. So that's how to populate a list using data from a database. In the upcoming lessons, we're going to stop using local data and start using remote data. And we'll start by using a WCF service and then move on to JSON and LINQ.